I want to offer a warm welcome to all of you who are present here today. Many of you have come from as far as California, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, New Jersey, and far away in upstate New York to commemorate today the 96th anniversary of the Armenian Genocide of 1915-1923. Our theme, as you can see, is Turkey is guilty of genocide. Denying genocide is a crime. While unfortunately the Turkish government remains unrepentant, I am happy to note that there is a new generation of Turkish citizens, Turks, Kurds, Alevis, and others, who are eager to recognize the past and to set things right with the Armenian people. This year, as last year, brave Turkish citizens have held public demonstrations in Istanbul and in Ankara. God bless the righteous and give them the strength to carry on. As usual, we also commemorate the simultaneous genocides committed against our Assyrian and Greek brothers and sisters, friends who have always stood with us year after year. And this year, we're also pleased to stand shoulder to shoulder with our Jewish brothers and sisters who are commemorating Yom HaShoah today, the Holocaust perpetrated by Nazi Germany during World War II, which followed the Armenian Genocide, our vigilance during World War I. Genocide is a crime against all humanity, not just against an individual people. It is the most treacherous crime ever committed, since it not only destroys precious human lives, but also whole cultures and civilizations, thus robbing mankind of a significant part of our human heritage. It is sad that in the 21st century, genocide not only continues unabated, but indeed its frequency has increased. When a crime can be committed with impunity, criminals would act with impunity. As Hitler said when he sent his death hedge troops into Poland, go, kill without mercy, who today remembers the annihilation of the Armenians. As President Obama stated in his Armenian Remembrance Day statement this year, we solemnly remember the horrific events which took place 96 years ago, resulting in one of the worst atrocities of the 20th century. In 1950, 1.5 million Armenians were massacred or marched to their death in the final days of the Ottoman Empire. The President went on to state, I have consistently stated my own view, and my view of what occurred in 1915 has not changed. A full, frank, and just acknowledgement of the facts is in all of our interests. As we commemorate today the vigilance and pay tribute to the memory of those who perished, we also commit ourselves to ensuring that devastating events like genocide are never repeated. The legacy of the Armenian people, the President went on to say, is one of resiliency, determination, triumph over those who destroyed them. The spirit of the Armenian people in the face of this tragic history serves as an inspiration to all those who seek a more peaceful and just world. Today, as we recall the horrors of the vigilance, we honor the members of those who suffered. As I said last year, Mr. President, thank you for recognizing the Armenian Genocide. But next year, please use English so everyone can understand you. For us, through contacts all over the world, the complete set of the Turkish war crime trials, which were held by the Turkish government, military tribunals after World War I, in which the chief perpetrators of the Armenian Genocide were condemned to death and some of them were hanged. The Turks have forgotten that they had genocide trials after World War I. Most people of the world forgot that there were genocide trials held by Turkey after World War I. But we gathered these materials and we published them not only in the original Ottoman Turkish, but in modern Turkish scripts, so that the Turkish people today could read and understand what happened when their people held war crime trials against the criminals who carried on the Armenian Genocide. And then Taner Akşam published another book in Turkey, in Turkish, A Shameful Act, in which he used chiefly Turkish sources to prove that there was an Armenian genocide. And then he has gone on to publish another book of the same caliber. And what I'm happy to tell you today, that 10, 15 years ago when I met with Turkish scholars, they're all denialists. But lately, some of the most prominent, some of the most brilliant, some of the most honest Turkish scholars have written articles on the Armenian Genocide. And let me tell you something. We have exhausted all the Western materials, the French, the Russian, the British, the American, even the Scandinavian materials. Now these young Turkish scholars are using Turkish materials from Turkey to establish the reality of the Armenian Genocide. And I predicted 20 years ago, much to my own chagrin because I was condemned for it, I said eventually it's going to be honest Turkish scholars who will be doing the work on the Armenian Genocide, and we see that happening today. And so there is hope. There's hope when Armenian scholars and Turkish scholars who are honest get together and show that the genocide of the Armenians is reality which no one can deny, proven in Turkish sources as well as sources from all other countries in the world. So there is hope. There is hope because in the final analysis we want Turkey to recognize the Armenian Genocide. And just as last year and this year there are demonstrations in Ankara and in Istanbul, I think those demonstrations will grow because I have faith that the Turkish people of today are an honest people who will believe the truth if they're given a chance to understand the truth. And so I call on the Turkish government, get rid of Article 301 of your criminal code, which prevents your people from doing research and understanding what happened back in 1915. Give your people the freedom to study the past. A people who were denied their own history cannot produce a just society. Why are Turkish leaders afraid of their own people? Why don't present-day Turkish leaders allow their people to study their own past? The people who committed genocide are dead. The victims are dead. We're confronted now with a new generation, but unless that generation is able to discover truth for itself, we're going to have a continuation of this miserable condition of denial. Denial is wrong. The Turkish people should be free to study and to learn, and I am convinced personally denial will go away and we'll find solutions to our problems. Thank you very much. See you all next year.